Hello to all the tech enthusiasts tuning in. Welcome to Impressive Bytes. Today, we'll be diving deep into the realm of computer networking. If you're prepping for an interview or simply curious, this is the video for you. Let's jump right in. What is a hub in networking? A hub, in networking, is like a town's public announcement system. It sends a message to everyone, regardless of who it's intended for, creating traffic and potential collisions. How does a network switch function? A network switch, on the other hand, is more discerning. Think of it as a postmaster who knows exactly which house a letter should go to, sending data only to its specific destination. Define a router in networking. A router? Well, it's like the traffic cop of the network world, deciding the best route for data packets to reach their destination, especially between different networks. List the ranges of private IP addresses. Private IP addresses are like unlisted phone numbers. They're meant for internal use within a network and come in specific ranges: 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255, 172.16.0.0 to 172.31.255.255, and 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.255.255. What is Network Address Translation, NAT? Network Address Translation, or NAT, is a bit like a receptionist at a large office. It translates public IP addresses to private ones and vice versa, allowing multiple devices in your home or office to share a single public IP. Define Port Address Translation, PAT. Port Address Translation, commonly known as PAT, works closely with NAT. Imagine assigning different extension numbers for each employee in an office. Similarly, PAT assigns unique port numbers for every active connection, making data transmission seamless and organized. Which port numbers are commonly used in networking? Common port numbers. Well, think of them as designated post boxes for different services. HTTP uses port 80, HTTPS uses 443, and FTP often goes with 21. These are just a few examples from a wide array of standardized ports. Explain the main differences between TCP and UDP. TCP versus UDP. Imagine sending a valuable package. With TCP, you'd get a receipt upon delivery, ensuring reliability. UDP, on the other hand, is like mailing a postcard, fast and efficient, but without any delivery guarantee. What is the three-way handshake in networking? The three-way handshake is a cornerstone of the TCP/IP suite, responsible for establishing connections between a client and a server. Picture it as a polite introduction. First, the client sends a SYN packet, basically saying, "Hello, I'd like to connect." The server responds with a SYN ACK packet, akin to saying, "Hello back, I acknowledge your request." Lastly, the client sends an ACK packet, confirming, "Great. Let's start our conversation." With this, a connection is established and data transfer can begin. Describe the structure of a data packet. Think of a data packet as a digital envelope. The header is the return and destination address, providing details about the sender, receiver, and other transmission specifics. The payload is the actual letter or message inside. And the trailer? That's like the seal on the envelope, ensuring the message remains intact and error-free. What are the flags in the TCP protocol? TCP flags are like communication signals. We have the SYN to initiate a connection, ACK to acknowledge, FIN to signal the end of transmission, reset to restart a current connection, PSH to push buffered data immediately, and URG to prioritize certain data. What's the OSI Reference Model? imagine the OSI model as a 7-floor building. Each floor, or layer, has a specific role in networking. The physical layer is the foundation, dealing with raw data transmission through cables and switches. The data link layer ensures a stable and error-free connection between 2 points. The network layer plots the best route for data. The transport layer oversees end-to-end communication. The session layer starts, manages, and ends communication sessions. The presentation layer ensures data is in the right format, and at the top, the application layer interfaces directly with our software applications. Can you illustrate the OSI reference model? Absolutely. Imagine sending a secret letter. You write your message, application layer, encode it in a secret language, presentation layer, note when you're sending it, session layer, decide to post it via priority mail, transport layer, choose the best route for delivery, network layer, hand it over to the post office ensuring it's safely passed between postal stations, data link layer, and finally, the physical process of transporting it to your friend lies with the physical layer. What about the TCP/IP model? The TCP/IP model is like the streamlined cousin of OSI. It's more concise with just 4 layers. The application layer caters to end-user processes, the transport layer ensures error-free data transfer, the internet layer handles data routing, and the network access layer addresses physical network infrastructure. What is DNS and how does it work? DNS stands for Domain Name System, the Internet's phone book. Instead of looking up people's names to find their numbers, we look up domain names to find IP addresses. When you type a website into your browser, a series of steps occur to convert that name into an IP address. It's like asking several people in a room until someone knows the answer. Your browser asks local caches, then a resolver, which in turn consults root servers, TLD servers, and finally, authoritative name servers to find the right IP address. What are the various types of DNS records? Various types of DNS records. Well, they're like entries in that phone book. Records point to IP addresses, name records redirect to other domain names, and MX records direct email, among others. What is the role of DHCP in networking? DHCP. The Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. It's the networking world's efficient receptionist, dynamically assigning IP addresses to devices, ensuring everyone gets a unique address. Explain the working of DHCP. How does DHCP work? Imagine entering a hotel and the receptionist gives you a room key. DHCP does the same, but with IP addresses. When a device joins, it requests an IP, and DHCP assigns one from its pool. What does ARP stand for and what is its function? ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. It's like a detective that matches IP addresses to MAC addresses, ensuring data reaches the right device on a local network. How does ARP operate? ARP operates by broadcasting a request. Who has this IP address? The device with that IP responds, "It's me," and shares its MAC address, facilitating communication. Define a proxy server. Proxy servers act as middlemen. They fetch and store web pages, acting like an intermediary between users and websites. This can offer both anonymity and speed up web access. What is the purpose of a firewall in networking? A firewall is the guardian of network security. Like a bouncer at a nightclub, it checks data packets, deciding which can enter or exit a network based on predefined rules. Describe the DMZ in network security. The DMZ in network security, or demilitarized zone, is like a front yard. It's a subnetwork that exposes external-facing services to the wider internet, providing an additional layer of security to the internal network. List the different types of firewalls. There are different types of firewalls. Packet filtering firewalls, which inspect packets, stateful inspection firewalls, that monitor active connections, proxy firewalls, filtering at the application level, and next-generation firewalls that blend traditional methods with advanced solutions. Define VPN and its purpose. A VPN, or Virtual Private Network, is like a secure tunnel for your data. It encrypts your online actions, ensuring privacy and security, especially when using public networks. What is an intrusion detection system, IDS? The intrusion detection system, or IDS, is the security camera of the digital realm. It monitors network traffic. Looking for suspicious activities and alerting administrators. Describe the function of an intrusion prevention system, IPS. Intrusion prevention system, or IPS, doesn't just detect. It takes action. It's like a security guard who identifies a threat and immediately acts to neutralize it. Differentiate between IDS and IPS. Differentiating IDS from IPS is akin to distinguishing between a security camera and a security guard. While an intrusion detection system, or IDS, simply observes and alerts on suspicious activities, the intrusion prevention system, IPS, actively intervenes, halting or mitigating the detected threats. Essentially, IDS tells you something might be wrong, while IPS jumps into action to correct it. Where is the ideal location to place an IPS in a network? Imagine your network as a fortified castle. The IPS, or intrusion prevention system, would ideally be placed just behind the outer walls, firewall, but before the inner chambers, core network. Positioned at the network's perimeter, typically behind the firewall but preceding the network router, the IPS vigilantly inspects, detects, and obstructs any malicious invaders before they can breach the castle's inner sanctums. Moreover, for larger kingdoms, IPS might also be strategically placed within, ensuring protection for the most sensitive areas and monitoring internal movements. Explain the concept of subnetting. Subnetting is like dividing a big office into smaller rooms, allowing networks to be segmented for performance and security. This optimizes traffic flow and protects data. What is a MAC address? MAC, Media Access Control, address is a unique identifier assigned to network interfaces for communication at the physical layer. How do bridges function in a network? Bridges filter traffic on a LAN by dividing it into segments and only forwarding data that needs to cross to another segment. Describe the role of a gateway in networking. A gateway provides a path for data to move between networks. What is the significance of a default gateway? The default gateway serves as the primary access point from one network to another, usually the Internet. Explain the term ping in networking. Ping is a diagnostic tool used to test the reachability of a host on an IP network. What does ICMP stand for? ICMP stands for Internet Control Message Protocol. It sends error messages and operational information. Describe the concept of quality of service, QoS. QoS, quality of service, prioritizes network traffic to provide differentiated service based on the type of traffic. What is a VLAN and why is it used? VLAN, Virtual Local Area Network, segregates network traffic, ensuring that only devices in the same VLAN can communicate directly. Differentiate between a static IP and a dynamic IP. Compare static IP to a permanent home address, and dynamic IP to a hotel room that changes with every visit. A static IP remains constant, manually set by an admin. In contrast, a dynamic IP, assigned automatically by a DHCP server, might change from time to time. How does traceroute work? Traceroute is a handy tool that shows the path your data takes to its destination, highlighting every stop it makes, much like tracking a package you've shipped. What is the purpose of a network topology? Network topology refers to how devices are interconnected. Think of it as the blueprint of a building, showing how every room and corridor is connected. Describe the difference between star and ring topology. Star versus ring topology. How do they differ? Imagine the star topology as a wheel with spokes, where all devices connect to a central hub. In contrast, the ring topology is like a circular assembly line, where each device connects to two others, forming a closed loop. What is MTU in networking? MTU, Maximum Transmission Unit, is the largest size of a data unit that can be transmitted over a network. Explain the function of a repeater. A repeater amplifies or regenerates a signal to extend the reach of a network. What are network protocols, and why are they essential? Network protocols are sets of rules that determine how data is transmitted and received in a network. Describe the role of SNMP in networking. SNMP, Simple Network Management Protocol, manages and monitors network devices. Differentiate between half-duplex and full-duplex communication modes, so, half-duplex and full-duplex. Picture a one-lane road versus a two-way street. Half-duplex lets data travel one way at a time, whereas full-duplex lets it flow both ways simultaneously. How does SSL/TLS enhance network security? SSL/TLS, Secure Sockets Layer/Transport Layer Security, provides encrypted and secure communications over a network. What is multicast and how is it different from unicast and broadcast? And finally, think of multicast, unicast, and broadcast as radio transmissions. Unicast is a one-on-one call. Broadcast sends out to everyone, and multicast is selective, targeting a specific group. Thank you for joining us on this journey through computer networking. We hope you found this content both enlightening and useful. If you did, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell for more in-depth tech content. Remember, every like, share, and comment helps us create more content tailored just for you. From all of us here at Impressive Bytes, thank you and keep teching on.